take a look at what my managers or the allocators in the business, what kind of visibility they have. They are looking at a slightly more expanded view. They could be looking at the entire enterprise and how are we filling all of the demand that the company is dealing with, or they could be looking at their own patch of business. Here we see projected allocation across all demand that exists in my patch of business, demand that is currently under pick, transactions which are allocated, not yet in the distribution center, transactions that are on hand, not yet allocated in the order management system, and so on. Also visibility into transactions. If I only wanted to focus on what is not covered and what is late and what is in transit and what is the work in process, I can drill down into those transactions and I could possibly initiate certain action with either my supply chain partners or with my planners in the organization, or maybe in some cases initiate certain action with my customers. My managers also have visibility into the dollar impact of these exceptions and a few other things. In this demo, we'll not go into all of these things, but a few platform features to highlight. We can filter. While I might be responsible for managing a specific patch of business across a number of customers, I do have my own pre-configured filters which show me how the bulk business is doing, or how the Bon-Ton stores business is doing, and so on and so forth, and what is their relative position with respect to the overall picture. We also can simulate allocation across different kinds of fill rates. Suppose I wanted to see how does my entire backlog look if I had to provide 90% fill rate to every one of my high priority customers and at least 60% fill rate to my medium or lower priority customer. How would that scenario look like? We can simulate those scenarios right here within the application. We can also zoom in. We can also, if I wanted to zoom in across various brands that if I wanted to zoom into some of these brands, I can definitely see how Calvin Klein is doing or how Jennifer Lopez's product line is doing, and so on and so forth. Let's now switch gears to see how my executives, so people who are responsible for managing revenue, what kind of visibility do they have? So the same system that provides visibility to the customer service rep to manage their day-to-day activity, to manage things that they are responsible for and take action, the same system also provides visibility to my senior management with respect to how are we doing against the target or the budget for the month from a revenue perspective. So here the system is telling me in real time how much I have invoiced by the end of this day today, what portion of that my monthly target is currently in the distribution center under picking, what portion of it is currently the plan to be directly shipped from my suppliers directly to the customer, and then what portion of transactions are confirmed to be shipped this month. They are on hand, so no problem over there. As you can see, as I go from top to bottom, the category of these transactions change from high potential to eventually it goes towards risk. So it's much more interesting for me, especially towards the end of the month, to be able to know in real time what portion of my confirmed transaction to be shipped this month are yet late, or what portion of my confirmed transactions are still in production, and so on and so forth. And then furthermore, if I have confirmed transactions, they are on hand, they are supposed to be shipped sometime very soon, why have they not shipped? The system tells me that hey, of the $10 million of confirmed on-hand transactions, I have about $832,000 of transactions which are under credit hold. There are certain portions of transaction which are oversold, which means they are not shipping because there is a higher priority customer which might have been denied stock, and therefore we should not ship these transactions, which will maybe reallocate to the higher priority customer. What transactions are incomplete, and so on and so forth. So there is drill down available across the various aspects. The way I manage my business, OpsVeda provides me, rather than me having to search for things that I should be paying attention to day to day in my business. OpsVeda gives me a system-directed view, a real-time view, as of 60 seconds view of exactly where my business is. And this is the power of the process-agnostic data store that OpsVeda has created, that ingests data from various supply chain data sources to provide the kind of visibility that we are talking about here. We can drill down across this visibility across organizations, across customers, across distribution centers. And if I wanted to look at all risky transactions, where do I see the risk? If I have got $3.5 million worth of transactions at risk from a Macy's perspective for this month, I better speak to the account rep for Macy's, and I try to go figure out what kind of changes that I would need to make in order to bring that business within the month that we have planned.